Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Jonna, and say hi to me in the comments so I can welcome you and say hi back to you. And if you're coming back for a visit, thank you so much for your support. I do appreciate you. I apologize for this super bright light, but unfortunately, I never noticed it being that bright before when I did the videos. So we're going to just go ahead and leave it on because it makes it easier to see the Ninja Foodi when I film that for you. Okay, so when you buy a Ninja Foodi, and I've had mine for about 6 or 9 months now, one of the first things you want to make is a roasted chicken. So that's what we're going to make today. Now I'm not going to get too complicated on seasonings. You season it to your taste, but I'm going to show you the steps that I take in cooking it. And I've tried it a couple different ways. Now you can just bake roast it, just like you do in your oven, but in the Ninja Foodi. Or you can do the way I'm going to do it today, is pressure cook it and then air crisp it. I may bake roast it a little bit if I need to get the temp, but the pressure cooking feature, it's recommended you do 15 to 20 minutes. I find when I do it that much, before I even air crisp it, it's not temping, but it's falling off the bone, which is great. It becomes very moist. However, I want to keep it a little bit more intact. So I'm not going to pressure cook it as long. However, I do feel that the pressure cooking step is very important to lock in extra moisture and get that roasted chicken super succulent and moist. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is get a chicken. Okay, it is just a chicken. It's about a 5 pound, 6 pound chicken. Okay, so I have a chicken. I have washed it and I have patted it dry with just some paper towels. You want to you want to make sure that you wash it, get everything out of the cavity and give it a little bit of a wash and then pat it dry so you get a lot of the water off of it. I got a double pack of chicken at Walmart. It's just a Foster Farms chicken. So once you do that, you want to season it. Now, I'm going to do this very bland because I don't want to add a lot of seasoning to this particular one, but you season it to your taste. You can use poultry seasoning, garlic salt, rosemary, thyme, lemon, and herbs are good. I am going to put a few cloves of garlic in my cavity of the chicken. I'm just going to smash the clove and I'll put it inside. Let's do that. Okay. Now, I'm going to leave the water running a little bit because I'm going to want to wash my hands, or you're going to want to wear gloves due to the fact that chicken carries salmonella typically. So I am going to take these and I'm just going to stick them up in the cavity. Then, oh, I need to put this down so you can see what I'm doing. And I hope you can. Oh my goodness. Okay, I am going to break the skin in the breast. And it's pretty easily, you see, you could just remove that skin from the breast if you wanted. But I just want to loosen it because I am going to put butter up there in that cavity. And I have some butter, and I'm just going to move it around up there. And I'm making, and then just take the rest of the butter on your hand and smooth it all over. And we're going to make a butterball chicken. So we got that, all that butter on there, so that's good. All right, I have the garlic inside. You can put onion, you can put orange, you can put lemon. To waste water, but I also am trying really hard not to spread salmonella. All right, the next thing I'm going to do is I have some pink Himalayan salt, and I am just going to put that all over my chicken to taste. And the other thing I am going to put is some cracked pepper. That's it. I will put oil on it later, but right now I just want to season it a little bit. Okay. Now usually there is a piece of fat down here that you can pull the legs into. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. It looks like maybe it broke. But yeah, so you can tie those legs. I'm not really concerned about it. I'm going to put it in the Ninja Foodi, and I'll show you how that fits. And it just fits in my basket that comes with the Ninja Foodi. And then in the bottom here, I am going to put a cup of chicken broth. And I just used bouillon cubes. I am going to take another garlic clove, smash it, a spoon or a knife, whatever. I'm going to drop that in there. Like I said, this isn't a lot of seasoning, but the main thing is I want to show you on cooking. So we're going to put this in with the water. Now you always need to have at least 1/4 of a cup of water, maybe 1.25 cups. And then the next thing we're going to do, so we have the chicken in here. We are going to take this lid that's on the Foodi is the air crisp. This one that's off is the pressure lid. We're going to lock it in, make sure our vent is on seal. Then I am going to put it on, let's see, we are going to put it on pressure. It should automatically be on high. And then we are going to set it, I'm going to set it for 12 minutes and let it go natural. So you just push the start. Now this is the timer, and that is actually heating the water up to the steam pressure point. Now you can preheat this if you don't want to wait as long for it to go, but once it goes, it'll start my countdown at 12 minutes. You can preheat this by just putting it on put your chicken broth in there and put it on sear saute, and then just put the air fryer lid down and let it just heat up. You don't even have to put the lid down. Just let it heat up. Let the water heat up. It won't take as long then to go under pressure. But once it goes under pressure, it will start to cook the chicken, and it will start at 12 minutes. And then the natural release will probably be about 4 or 5. I'm going to let it go natural release because I'm not cooking it 15 or 20 minutes under pressure. And it calls for that. But like I said, I find it pulls away from the bone too much. And if you want to do it that way or try it that way, experiment, go ahead. But what I'm going to do is just 12 minutes on pressure, natural release, which means I don't undo the pressure. I let it depressurize on its own until the button goes back down, and then I can take the lid off. So right now, we'll be back probably in about 15-20 minutes. Okay, well, welcome back. We have finished our pressure. It did a natural release, which meant it just released the pressure on its own. So I'm going to turn the valve, and you're going to see that no more pressure comes out, and the little button has gone back down. So it is safe to remove the lid. I'm going to turn it to unlock it, and always lift it away from me because there is quite a bit of steam. Now, take paper towel, a lot of water. Okay, let's look at this chicken. And you know what? It's still pulling away from the bone. 12 minutes. Look at that. So what I'm going to do now is out. And this juice in there is just chicken broth, seasoning, and butter. And it looks really good. So I'm actually going to save this in a container because I may make a gravy, or I may just use this chicken broth for a soup. And you can see it is, well, I don't know if you can see. It is a, well, I'll show you in here maybe. I'm going to dump it out. But it is just a really nice broth. Okay, I'm going to set that aside. Now that I took that out, okay. So now I'm going to air crisp the chicken. I'm going to put it back in. And I am now going to put some olive oil on top. I am going to add a little bit more pepper. And just a pinch of salt more, because I'm sure some of it came off in the process. Okay, so now to put it on air crisp. I have the olive oil on there, and that is going to help that is just going to help brown air crisp it. I'm going to put the air crisp lid down, which is the lid that's on it. Okay, I'm going to hit the air crisp, and it says 390. I'm going to bump it up to 400, and I am going to put it at 20 minutes, but I'm going to check it 5-minute intervals to see how it's doing. Then I just hit start, and it'll start air crisping. Now the nice thing about air crisping is you can lift the lid up and look at it whenever you want. And if you want to add a little more oil to it, you can do that also. Another thing you can do is you can air crisp it breast side down and then turn it over and air crisp it on with the breast side up. Now I say to do it that way because the breast side up is usually the way you're going to display it if you have it on a platter. But so for the way it looks, if you do the breast side up last, it might mar the breast by being on the bottom. So anyway, let's let this cook for about 5 minutes and take a look at it and see how it's doing on air crisp. Okay, well, we have hit the 5-minute mark. Let's take a look. Starting to get brown, but nowhere near ready. But I want to take a temperature. Yep. All right, we're getting there. That's going to go to about 140. And then in the thigh. Oh boy, the thigh's really doing good. All right, let's put it back down. The timer will start back up and we'll count it down till it's at about 10 and check it then. Oh, did you see that? I don't know if you saw it. The camera was off. That's 10 minutes of air crisping after pressure cooking. We're going to go 5 more minutes. We probably will end up going the whole 20, but we'll still check it in 5-minute increments. The smells and then the sound of this just sizzling is incredible. It has 5 minutes left. It's been going for, well, a little more than 5. It's been going for about 15 minutes on air crisp. Now remember, it was almost temping after the first 5 minutes of air crisp and the pressure cooking. So when we get another minute or so, I'm going to check the temperature now. I want to see what it's at. It is just, I mean, this is just, you've got, let's temp it. Oil right here because that breast right there is exposed. I may even put a little piece of foil over it. Okay, that's saying 140. The thigh is saying very high. Yeah, the breasts are still a little cooler. Probably about 150. But the legs are done. I want to get it a little browner and temp it a little more. So for the next 5 minutes, I'm going to have a change of plans. Let's do a bake roast because I do want the breast to get a little bit hotter. It's still going to crisp because it's going to be roasting it. And I'm going to keep it at 375. What I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to turn it off for that last 5. I've put the foil on that breast and I am going to put it on bake roast instead of air crisp and put it down to 375. And I'm going to cook that for about 5 minutes. It's set for 15, but we're only going to do 5. All right, So now we're doing baked roast for the remainder of 5 minutes and seeing if we can get the temp up because I do want it to temp out right. And it'll still cook it, it'll still brown it. Um, but let's see how we do with the baked roast feature for the remainder 5 minutes of the cooking. I'll be back then. It is gorgeous. My tongs ripped the skin a little bit when I took it out, but look at that skin. Crispy. This is and I'm gonna cut into it. Well, let's just pull it away. Look at this. Look at this breast, is so moist. I'm gonna cut into it, show you, hold on. Somebody's looking at me and wants some chicky. You want the chicky bone, baby? We have all these drippings in here. So I'm going to make a gravy. So the gravy is really good. Some mashed potatoes and some vegetables and this chicken. You just can't go wrong. And if you're new to my channel, consider subscribing. I'm sorry. This is just so good. Okay, so if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing and being part of the family. I'm going to be doing a lot more recipes on the channel, and then I also have my shopping videos. Until next time, you guys, take care. See you soon. Bye.